Education Minister Shawn Edward at Monday's February 3rd pre-cabinet press briefing has provided an update on the situation at Spartan University in V4. Lessons at the institution ceased abruptly when the school lost its accreditation in 2023, placing students in an awkward position in need of assistance to continue studies elsewhere. Since then, the Ministry of Education has been working tirelessly to address the situation. The minister admitted to having some difficulties with the institution. However, it was not the ministry's position to provide accreditation to the school despite having their own domestic expectations.
The Ministry of Education is not responsible for accrediting medical offshore schools and the programs that they provide. But we work with them. It is CAMHP. CAMHP is a body that provides accreditation for regional healthcare institutions that teach medicine, that train doctors. But there are some regulations and there are some expectations that we have of them on the domestic front.
He notes the institution, much like many offshore campuses, was a victim of the COVID-19 pandemic. As such, there was a level of understanding which the ministry possessed. Therefore, they offered assistance before getting the law involved.
Since COVID, a lot of the offshore medical schools that relied so heavily on the influx of students from overseas for their own survival, since COVID, they've been struggling. And in a few instances, they've not been able to meet their obligations to the students. But we understand that for a lot of them, they would have been very viable business partners, so to speak, providing a service, contributing to the economic development of certain parts of the country and St. Lucia as a whole. And before we could have resorted to bringing in the police and punitive measures against them, we wanted to work with them, put mechanisms in place to help them deal with some of the challenges that they would have faced and some of them are still facing.
However, he says this does not excuse what students had to face at the hands of the institution.
But that does not mean in any way trying to condone some of the things that some of the students have had to go through in recent times. So I'm very confident, I'm very optimistic that sooner we will be in a situation where some of the students who have been aggrieved will be receiving some form of compensation for what they've had to suffer at the hands of some of the offshore medical schools.
Edward assures that efforts are underway to find a resolution for decisive action to be taken.
We have met with some of the students, we have met with representatives of the schools, and even in the absence of the formal meetings that we have had, the conversation is ongoing. And I can tell you the acting Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Alfia Emmanuel, is leading the charge for the Ministry of Education in that regard.
For Choice News Now, I am Chelsea Austinay.